Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. What's up, y'all? This show will be starting in just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Marcus Speaks. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Marcus Speaks Live, very podcast that gives you trending topics and a whole lot of other random stuff. I'm your host, Marcus, and this is Marcus Speaks Live. So, I have a great show for you guys tonight. Hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll have some fun. I hope you guys call in tonight. The link is the streaming link to come and talk to me is in the live chat right now. So please feel free and use that. All right. So with that being said, let me go over a few promotions. I'll get into some other stuff, and then we'll start get into the show. So if you could like this video, share this video, and subscribe if you are new here, and don't be shy. Hit that live chat as well. When you subscribe, please hit that bell icon to all so you can get all of my sorry. I'm having some brain fog. Excuse me. Hit that link. Alright. I'm sorry, where was I? When you hit the bell, hit it to all so you can get all of my notifications once I go live. Alright? Alright. Well, no, I do a game stream called Marcus Speaks Play every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please come on through on Fridays. We are on the road to Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Last night I played Gotham Knights. It went well, so go ahead and check that out. That's one of my latest streaming videos, so you can check that out either in the live section of my channel or you can see it on the homepage. So please feel free. You can also find that in the video game free-for-all playlist. So do yourself a favor. After this is done, go over and stream that. It's worth watching. It is a 3-hour-long video. Please, like I said, if you are new here, subscribe to the channel, please, to Marcus Speaks. If you want to find the channel, you can go into my description box as well and hit the second link of the YouTube link, Marcus Speaks. Marcus Speaks Play will be no longer here after March 1st, so to any of my subscribers that are over there that are watching right now, please do yourself a favor, subscribe to Marcus Speaks. Plus, it's a lot more stuff over here as far as, games and game videos, podcasts, live streams, story times, stuff like that. So go ahead and subscribe. And if you could, the link underneath the Marcus Speaks Play YouTube channel link is my Rumble stream link. If you could, go over to Rumble, subscribe to me. My first 25 subscribers, which I need 18 more. My first 25 subscribers, I am granted the access to stream live to Rumble. So, have a Rumble channel for my podcast, just in case we get a little spicy over here when it comes to the conversation. We can just continue the conversation over at Rumble. You can cut this here into stream. If you would like to come up here and talk to me, you can. Please hit the link that is in the live chat right now in the blue. It's a blue rectangle. You get it, it expands. But once you hit that link, there are some rules. Rule number one is you must be on camera at all times. I can't stress that enough. I need to see who I am speaking with. Alright? Rule number two, if you don't want to be on camera to the public, that is fine. I will tell you to turn your camera off. There's a question back here in the private chat. Please let me know who you are. If you would like to or would not like to be on camera, once I see your message and your screen, I'll tell you when to turn your camera off, and we can just get to the conversation. And rule number three is please silence all background noise. That means if you're watching me on your phone and you get the link, please turn me off before you come on, or turn me off. Pause the stream, hit the link, come on up, start talking, or if you have me on your TV or a tablet or another device, please turn that down so we can start talking. All right, and silence all background noise. That means crying children, barking dogs, your husband or wife yelling at you. That means all of that. Right. So, with that being said, I have one more thing for you. That is, if you would please like this video, subscribe if you are new here, and hit that bell icon to all. Right. Now, with that being said, we are going to get into today's show. But before we do that, if you have ever watched my show, if you are a reoccurring subscriber that watches this here live stream, if you know that when I do my show, I like playing videos, all right? That helps me further my point of what I'm speaking about. So when I do that, I want to hit all of the necessary check off boxes that I can, which meaning is YouTube has a little thing about people playing other people's videos, all right? So do some YouTube creators hate people to use their videos. So I would like to follow both the law and the YouTube guidelines and policies by letting people know exactly what fair use is, and this is exactly what fair use is. Hello everyone, I'm going to tell you about fair use. It's the law. Warning: federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. All right, so that is what fair use is. I also have fair use also in my description box, as well as the accredited videos that I will be using tonight. All right, so how about we get into tonight's show? But before we do that, let's get into a little bit of banter. Then I'll go over the overview of my pre-show. My pre-show is basically 3 random topics that I picked off the internet that was trending throughout the week, and let's talk about it. So, last week I had some little banter where I talked about a person that I work with, right? And the attitude I was getting, and how things was going with that. So here's a quick update on that. I forgot what day it was. It had to be Tuesday, if not Wednesday. I can't remember what day. So the person tried to get me in trouble. If you guys were here last week on last week's stream, if you don't know who I'm referring to after this video or right now on another device, in the beginning of the show. Please follow the video chapters. You'll see who I'm talking about. So that person got upset with me once again, and I don't understand why people use their emotions at work. It makes no sense to me. So basically, what happened was, and it's short. This is real short. Um, so I'm training, I have to do certain things, blah 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 blah, right? So during me setting up for our day, I saw that when I picked out one of the material that we use, I saw that it was the last of that particular lot I was using. Lot meaning in like a lot number or whatever. You ever if you work in like the industrial side of stuff, you'll know that when things come in, they have SKU numbers and they have lot numbers. So, for all my people who work in warehouses and stuff like that, you guys know what I'm talking about. So the lot number I was using, the material was almost like done. Like we would have used it, we would have used all of that and have to use another lot to to get the job done. So once I saw that it was only one thing there, I grabbed the other lot and brought both of them over so I could set up for the day so, we could be successful. So when I went to go and do that, this person told me to take the second lot back because she pointed to me in our process that we can't process two things at one time. So, me being me, I like to educate people what words mean sometimes when they don't know what words mean. So I basically asked her, told her really, I said, we won't be processing this material outright just yet until we get to it because we still have this other lot to go through. So she told me to get up and take it back. That was a bad move on her part to tell me to do any goddamn thing. And I told her, look, I'm not walking back over there. Like, we're gonna be using this tonight. What's the problem to use it? So she pointed out in our process that we can only process one lot at a time. I said, correct, but you're also wrong. We're gonna be processing one at a time anyway. So we can just put this other lot on another table or something, and we can just, you know, um, keep it moving. So she decided to get management into the situation, which I loved because I already knew that I was right to begin with. So she goes to tell management. Management comes over to me and says, yes, in the process, we can't process more than one lot at a time. I said, you're right, but you're also wrong. We will not be processing both at the same time. It's impossible to do so. I was like, so what we could do, because since this lot is almost done, like we literally will be using the next lot immediately. So it's no point to walk this other lot back over to where where it's supposed to be when it's not in use. So with that being said, when I said that, management looked and said, "Well, yeah, you're right. You can just sit that on another table until you get to it." And I looked at the lady. She got upset and she proceeded to go home. Now, the reason why I bring this up again this week is because of this reason. To everybody who goes to work to make everybody else's life a living hell, just know there's someone else there that wants to make your life a living hell too. Now, I'm not saying I want to make someone's life a living hell that I work with, but if I have to make a point out of something, I will. So, with that being said, if you are watching or anybody else from the job that is watching, please, whatever you do, never get into a verbal altercation with me because I know on a daily basis y'all don't read all the time. I do. I know on a daily basis you guys don't know what words mean. I do. So, the worst thing you can do is get into a verbal altercation with me. The best thing you can do is just keep your goddamn mouth shut and don't tell me to do nothing if you are not a part of management. So, I thank you guys for your time. Now you can see yourselves the fuck out of my stream so the rest of my audience can enjoy. Now, let's get into today's show. So, the overview of tonight, I will be speaking of R. Kelly and Aaliyah's secret love child breaks her silence. I can't wait to get into that. Prince sounds off on Migos members following the death of Takeoff. That's real interesting. I want to talk. I want to talk about that with you guys because it's a lot of crazy shit with that. So, and also Jay Williams and Stephen A. Smith get into a verbal battle about the Kyrie Irving trade to the Mavericks. So, that's the pre show overview. So, how about we get straight into this, right? All right. So, Aaliyah and R. Kelly supposedly have a secret love child out here. Who knew, right? Who knew? For anyone who doesn't know the situation between Aaliyah and R. Kelly, have you been living underneath of a rock since 1994 or 1993? Whatever, whatever year that they were supposedly together. Who knew that they had a secret love child, or do they? Now, no one knows this young lady's real name until I get into the article. And the article states a woman on TikTok claims she is the secret biological daughter of R. Kelly and Aaliyah, as told by Hot 107.9. So, did R. Kelly and Aaliyah have a daughter that has been kept secret for decades? Well, again, I'll show this picture. This is the woman that claims that she is. According to one woman on TikTok, she has been keeping the deep secret for years, but is now ready for the world to know that she is allegedly the biological daughter of R. Kelly and Aaliyah. Now, like I said, I like playing videos, so let's hear what she has to say out of her own mouth. How about we get into it right now?
Okay, y'all. My name is Love. My given name. I am the biological daughter of Aaliyah Houghton and Robert Kelly, R. Kelly, and I just want to tell my truth and tell my mother's truth because I feel like it's time and it's needed. I feel that I went through so many things as far as keeping this identity and then living with different family members that was there to the industry. You guys know how it can get. And I just want the world to know that the best part of me, and I am also extension of my mother, Aaliyah Houghton. I
Hold on. I don't believe it. Like, that's just me. I don't believe this shit. I don't believe that Aaliyah and R. Kelly had a secret love child at all. I don't. I don't believe. It's crazy people on the internet all the time. Crazy people on the internet get or go viral all the damn time. So this could be just one of those things where she's coming out saying, "Yeah, I'm R. Kelly and Aaliyah's daughter," and everyone just goes to it and is like, "Oh my gosh, is this really R. Kelly and Aaliyah's real child?" And I will tell you, no, it is not. Like, literally, it is not. Um, but let's just see what else she has to say.
been shipped around or constantly as far as when I was younger because of who my father was and what he did to her and also many other little girls around the well, I don't know around the world, but other little girls. And I was aware of both of them at one point in my life. Um, as far as my dad, I I don't want to call him a dad because he wasn't there. He when his trial happened, he abandoned me with somebody else to take care of me, and especially after my mom died. I'll go into further details. I just want the world to know that she is my mother, and I don't really want people to know he's my dad, but unfortunately, he's a part of my half of me being here, and but I just want the world to know. I feel like it's people need to understand how much she endured as a woman and how much she went through and carrying a whole child here and have to not be a part of her child's life because of some people she knew that was grimy or slimes essentially. And I want to show you guys a picture of us when we was younger and my grandma and also here. It just I'll come into details because I held it in for
Wait,
so long.
wait. She's saying that she wants to show us a picture of her as a baby and her grandmother and her mom. But why is it taking her so long to find the picture? Like, if she knew she was gonna be talking about this, and she knew she was gonna be showing the picture, why isn't the picture readily available for her just to put her phone up like, yeah, this is us. Like, why are you taking so long? And look, listen, man. Let's see.
That it was hard to talk about because essentially I thought I was going to get in trouble for so long. And this is me with my mom.
Now, that looks weird as fuck. This is why. It doesn't look like she pulled that from a uh a Google page, or I mean, it looks like she pulled it from a Google page, like the Google image page. Um Plus, like, what's all that other shit at the bottom there? Like, I'm seeing Chrome photos, phone, uh, uh, the phone thing, so she can dial a number, maybe messenger or something. It's like, what are you doing? Like, okay, there's a dark skinned child here. Who knows who this person is in this hoodie? That looks like Aaliyah's mom, and then you have Aaliyah right there. So, or even if this is right here, like in the red, if that is someone, maybe it's like something that the child's wearing. Who knows? Like, but like we can't pinpoint if this is you. Plus, I don't know, man. Like, this is just crazy to begin with.
And my grandma. I'll get into more details. I'm just
All right, well, that was that. Let's get into this article more. In a video posted to her official TikTok account, I am Legina Gold admits that her given name is Love, and she is the biological daughter of the late Aaliyah Halton and Robert Kelly. She claimed it was time to tell the truth for her and her alleged mother Aaliyah. She went on to say keeping the secret was hard due to family members and the music industry, but didn't go into any actual details. She also claimed that she was shipped around as a child due to the controversial relationship between R. Kelly and Aaliyah that has been well documented over the years. She refused to call R. Kelly her dad, claiming that her abandoned that he abandoned her when his trial happened, but still acknowledges him as her biological father. And there, and for the first time on TikTok, I saw more comments than likes, and the reactions were mixed. Many didn't see it, and many didn't see it, and others had jokes. I would have loved to see those jokes too. Speaking of jokes, there were plenty of those to go around. The only place people were seeing any resemblance to Aaliyah, in the video was in the artwork. In the artwork on the wall behind the woman who claimed to be her daughter. There was someone who said that he remembered her, but but it is highly likely that he was trolling her or looking for a response, which he did receive as the woman asked if he knew her cousins. Legina uh, posted more videos in response to the speculations, including a video where she gave a little singing and lecture to her followers, covering Aaliyah's fourth page letter. She also posted another video highlighting her family, more importantly, her family eyes. She playfully called her eye condition a 1 in a million condition. Now, this person's trolling. Come on, yo. Like, if no one can see this shit, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, Shorty is trolling, man. Like, she's doing puns. Like, come on now. Like, who gives puns when you're saying, well, that's my mom, but you're giving puns. Yeah, my eye condition's a 1 in a million condition, bitch. What? Like, stop the stop the cap. I wish I had that I wish I had that in there, but I'm gonna give the clown make laugh. Like, come on now, come on now. Speaking of that song title, she also noted that her alleged mother, Aaliyah, left her clues. Wow, left her clues like that throughout her career. As her claims continue to go viral, Legina has been posting a flurry of videos and content in an attempt to support her claims. You can keep up with her page by clicking through any of the TikTok videos we shared. Click I didn't click on any of those videos when I was reading this article on their website, but I'm pretty sure there's more bullshit. But that was the first one that I showed you guys. Let's keep going. But it's going to be tough for her through any of the TikTok videos we shit. Hold on, I'm sorry. But it's going to be tough for her to prove that R. Kelly and Aaliyah are her parents unless she brings Maury into the mix. For anyone wondering, I would tune in if that ever happened. But whatever Legina is looking for, I truly hope she finds it. Yeah, a straight jacket. That's what the fuck she needs. Like, who the hell in their right mind says, "Yeah, I'm gonna go on TikTok and tell everybody that Aaliyah is my mom." Like, no. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? So let's get into this next this next video. I mean, not video. Sorry, this next article. So if you guys haven't been following this whole jprince and Takeoff and Quavo back and forth that's been happening since jprince and his son or sons was on to $1 million worth of game podcast with Wallow and Gilly the Kid. But uh, on that podcast, Jay Prince said that he had court documents. So the article says court documents and social media shed new light on what happened the night Takeoff was killed. Article by KHO. It's a news station in Houston. So KHOU 11 investigates took a deep dive into the case going through court documents. I don't have any of the court documents because I want the family to be able to mourn in peace. So court documents, social media, and eyewitness accounts to better understand what happened. We've also learned investigators have recovered 3 guns during the investigation, but they still don't have the actual murder weapon. It was a private party in the heart of Houston with a very exclusive crowd. Instagram videos cited in search warrants documented the night. In one video, Migos rapper Takeoff and Quavo and other partygoers are heading to the party in a red convertible with a gun in the front seat. The party was thrown by Jay Prince downtown at 810 Billiards and Bowling on November 1st, 2022. Fans across the country, we feel robbed, we feel hurt, we feel confused, and we want somebody to find out who did this. Migos fan Tatiana Battle said to KHOU 11 News after Takeoff was killed. What happened that night ended up over social hold on. I'm sorry. What happened that night ended up all over social media. According to search warrants, witnesses told police that a dice game involving a lot of money, over $100,000, led to an argument that ended with shots fired. Police included a timeline in the search warrant. So at 1 a.m., bowling alley staff members told police they tried closing. They tried closing, but had difficulty getting everyone outside. At 2 a.m., a large group gathered near the front doors. At 2:34 a.m., Takeoff was shot twice, once in the head and once in the back. It was after hours. We got there maybe 12 or 1 o'clock because we had been to a few places. Sydney Lede said she was one of the 2 other people who were shot and injured that night. It was Halloween night, and she shared a picture with KHOU 11 News that she took before the shooting. I felt I felt the sting in the back of my head. I felt myself falling, and the person I was with picked me up. Lede said. The challenging thing about the crime scene is it happened on the 3rd floor. When the shooting happened, people started running in every direction. Lede said after she was shot. She ran down an escalator. To get to a car that was parked on the street to take her to the hospital. In the chaos, no one understood why Takeoff was killed. Wrong place at the wrong time, Houston Police Chief Troy Finner said. Investigators said Takeoff was not involved in the dice game or the argument outside that led to the shooting. According to search warrants, There were 34 people in the crowd outside. 10 shell casings were found, and investigators identified two shooters. Patrick Clark, also known as DJ Pat, who is known who is a known associate of Prince. I forgot to bring that picture up of Prince. Prince was arrested based on video evidence. Police seized two guns from him, but neither matched the caliber that killed Takeoff. According to search warrants, a second shooter didn't hit anyone and was searched and interviewed by police, but has not been arrested. Another man, Cameron Joshua, was arrested for felon in possession of a firearm. Police said he was seen on video with a gun, but never firing it. It's unclear who shot Lede. I can just say I'm grateful to be here, Lede said. The investigation is still ongoing. There's still a lot to learn about what happened. But police have said Takeoff was not the intended target. Clark is due back in court next month. So, I have a couple videos I would like to share that involves this. That comes straight from the $1 million worth of game podcast. So, I have this on. Let me take that off so you guys can hear. And let's start this over. Wait a minute. Why isn't this playing? 1 second. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me pause this music real fast. That's probably the reason. So let's start this over. All right. So I know what to do. Let me go to Twitter from my other I'm gonna go to Twitter from my other that's the wrong thing I wanted to bring up, but anyway. Let's see if this works.
To the people that say,
all right, so yep, that works. So I'll be taking that down to see if it shows there. So all right, so let's do it like this, and here we go.
okay, Prince family been doing this for years. Been bringing people down. They've been hosting them. You know, nothing like this ever happened. You feel what I'm saying? What about the people that feel like still nothing should have happened? Because they was with the, they was with the Prince family. and the Prince family is well respected, nothing should have happened. What do you say to that?
What I would say to that is, I have a track record, man, and the Prince family have a track record of 30 plus years of, honoring and loving on our guests and being with our guests, and no shit like this never happened. But here's the thing, and this is what people don't understand. We ain't never had nobody to attack us. If you know what I mean. When a man attack a situation with a weapon, then it become a playing field where any and everything goes. So that's what we're dealing with right here, and that's the root of this situation. And he didn't attack the Prince family, but he attacked people that we know, and it was totally unnecessary. You know what I mean? For you to attack a man with a weapon, because what that's going to do is put a man in a position where he want to protect himself. And that was the root of igniting this gunplay.
But to clarify it real quick so they can understand, we're not talking about Takeoff attacking nobody.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so they can understand.
No, not at all. Not Takeoff and not nobody from Houston, attack nobody until, the homie that was with them would take off them, whatever his name may be. He giving all kinds of statements on this police report we have, so we can read his name and everything, because he put himself in a position where he's cooperating and telling a lot of different lies. So,
all right, so that's video 1. Here's video 2.
A lot of people seen the video. It was a few seconds, and Junior, they seen you walking by. We understand that, Quavo, Takeoff, they was down here with y'all, but they seen you walking by. He's laying on the ground. You got Mike bending down, and they seen you walking by. What took place there?
This the crazy thing about that video, right? Is one scenario is that they see Mike on the ground trying to help Takeoff, but in the video, Mike was right behind me. People didn't peep that. People think that I'm the one who had a voice. I'm the one who was speaking in the video when I wasn't. If you go back and look at the video, Mike is walking right behind me. They took 3 seconds of a situation where I was caught on video. On the ground trying to help Takeoff, but in the video, Mike was right behind me. People didn't peep that. People think that I'm the one who had a voice. I'm the one who was speaking in the video when I wasn't. If you go back and look at the video, Mike is walking right behind me. They took 3 seconds of a situation where I was caught on video and turned it into what they wanted it to be. But in all actuality, we had been there for a while. Mike was following me so we can go to the restroom so he can wash the blood off his hands, and so he can enlighten me to what transpired, because I wasn't even out there when this transpired. I was inside paying a bill. So I had no knowledge of what had transpired outside. As I'm walking I had just got done paying the bill. As I'm walking to the door, I hear gunshots, and then I also hear bullets coming through the glass. So I got out the way because I was almost at the door. So I end up getting out the way.
All right. Now, let me put something in perspective first before I get to the last 2 videos. If there's an open if there's an open case, right? You shouldn't be talking about what's going on. You're not supposed to be talking about anything when there's an open case. Because number 1, you can fuck the investigation up, and number 2, you could be placed on the stand to then explain yourself of stuff that wasn't in the investigation. They'll want to know more information of what you know or what you didn't tell them when you talk to the detectives or the police officers or whatever. Now, this is Jay Prince's son. That was Jay Prince's son talking in the second video. Jay Prince talked in the first video. So it got around. These clips got around. If not the interview, I don't know if the interview's out already or not. I'm not too sure. But anyway, Offset had gotten into it as well because number one, you're talking about his family member. Number one, number two, you're also talking shit on him. So he addressed some things when Jay Prince had this to say.
This Offset dude, I ain't gonna leave him out. I'm just real like this, because niggas be throwing rocks and hiding their hand, right? This Offset dude, I ain't gonna leave him out. I'm just real like this, because niggas be throwing rocks and hiding their hand, right? They be throwing rocks and hiding their hand, and I don't like them kind of individuals, And the truth of the matter is, one can dance and different things in front of these different cameras and all that kind of shit. And when reality, the truth of the matter is, nigga, you wasn't really right there with Takeoff when he was alive. You know what I mean? So for you to be taking these positions that you taking, you know what I mean? And I got people everywhere, so I hear all kinds of things. I'm going to just say this to you. Don't never put me in no position where, I have to defend myself.
All right. So before we get to that next video, so he basically, I'm guessing Jay Prince was trying to say that Offset wasn't there for Takeoff, so therefore, like, he shouldn't be in this or whatever. I'm not too sure what the hell he was trying to say. But this is what I have to say. Number one, you're on a podcast getting interviewed, then you start threatening the man. I don't understand why that happened. Because if you heard what he just said, don't ever put me in a position where I have to defend myself. What position did he put you in to where you have to defend yourself? As far as I understand, most of the family members and Quavo and Offset, which Offset is Takeoff's cousin and Quavo is Takeoff's uncle. So from what I can take from this is that, okay, you had them in Houston for a party. Okay, so then some fuck shit started happening, some nigga shit started happening. Let me just say what it was. Niggas was playing dice outside the fucking pool hall. Like, come on now. I'm sorry, not outside the pool hall, in the pool hall. Also, you're trying to tell somebody to not say anything about you because if you have to defend yourself, meaning if you have to use a gun, like, I don't understand. Like, I thought, you grew up in a time where gangsters ain't say shit. Now you got legal documentation with you on an interview. Also, you're speaking about it. I don't understand where and how this is gangster at all. Like, this doesn't scream gangster. But anyway, Offset has some shit to say back towards Jay Prince because he felt disrespected. This is what.
Hey, first off, y'all niggas speaking on my real brother. I don't know what y'all niggas got, what the fuck y'all niggas got going on. Y'all niggas speaking on my real brother. How dare one of y'all niggas even speak on me and Tate relationship, nigga? I don't know you niggas from a can of paint, nigga. Y'all niggas don't know how me and my brother rock, nigga. You trying to clear your face, nigga. This your 5th interview, nigga. You done did about my brother, nigga. You ain't think about his mama. You ain't think about the family, nigga. We ain't said nothing. Ain't nobody said nothing but you niggas. You niggas, man, who y'all niggas think y'all nigga is? John got it, nigga. Ain't nobody going for none of that, bro. I ain't studying none of that shit y'all niggas talking about either. And if you heard something from me, I'ma tell you it's gonna come from me. Call my phone. Y'all niggas going off of he say, she say. Then y'all niggas supposed to be this is who y'all supposed to be. And y'all nigga on interviews and it out on an interview. Talking about I said that, nigga, call my phone, homie. You call my phone, we'll have a conversation. Then what I'm talking about, all that plant internet games, I don't. Hey, first off.
All right. So as you can see, he did seem very upset. Um, he sounded upset because if you do look at it, Jay Prince is playing with people's family. Like Takeoff got killed in your city, Jay Prince, right? He got killed in your city by someone that your son personally knows. Let's just put that out there. You know, they screaming mob ties and all this other shit. You know, as far as I understand, the mob, the Italian mob, they don't do interviews. They don't talk about certain things, especially things like this. If they going to whack somebody, it's already been talked about. It doesn't need to be talked about anymore. But this was about this was about an argument that happened at a dice game at a pool hall / bowling alley. An argument about who knows what. Now, from what we understand, Takeoff was one of the ones who tried to break the commotion up. Because the commotion, from what I understand, was happening between one of Quavo and Takeoff's homeboys and one of Jay Prince's homeboys. So, you know, he tried to calm the situation down. From what we know from eyewitness accounts, that Takeoff was off in the corner next to the dice game, just, you know, staying low, not doing too much. You know what I'm saying? He's in somebody else's city, so he probably thought as though, well, you know, maybe I should just hang low, you know, not do too much, whatever. Let me just chill out, right? But this is what I'm not understanding when it comes to this is what I don't understand when it comes to Jay Prince's account and his son's account. None of those accounts match eyewitness accounts or video accounts. It doesn't match. So Jay Prince is saying that someone's putting his name out there as if, you know, someone's supposed to respect Jay Prince in a way like he's I don't know. I never met the man. Maybe he is a gangster. I don't know. But one thing that I do know, real gangsters don't be talking about no legal shit when it comes to someone being killed. Like if you're being a good Samaritan, then maybe yeah. But from what I'm understanding, you doing these interviews and you basically saying you didn't have anything to do with it. So why are people putting your name in it? Well, the reason why people are putting your name in this is because it was at an event that you threw at a venue you chose. So if it was a private party, why is all these nigglets up in there playing pool? I mean, I'm sorry, playing dice. why is all these random nigglets just in there just playing dice? Now, I could see if you allowed this, but it's not your venue to allow, so I don't understand that part either. Um but this shit is strange, man. Like, this is some strange accounts that have a lot. It had, like, who's ever investigating this, I applaud whoever the fuck this is, because you're about to be going through a lot of twists and turns just to get some like just some basic information. Who'd you see? Do you know the person? Like, whoever is investigating this, they're about to go through an entire spiral of fuck shit. Now let's go to the next video, because from what I understand in this next video, jprince actually he brings up the paperwork that has to do with the situation, and uh I don't know, you'll have to hear his words.
He believed that Joshua said something and began pulling the gun. So he reached, punched him. He thought that males, Willie Bland, who admitted to firing a weapon at the scene, he stated that he seen the two males he had identified as Joshua and Watkins throughout the evening, that he had seen them with guns. He believed that Joshua said something and began pulling the gun, so he reached and punched him. He thought that males were about to try and rob Quavo.
Now, we can just stop right there. And let me just explain that little piece, how I feel about that bullshit. Now, clearly, this Bland dude,
Hey, first off,
I'm sorry.
police report that he seen these two guys with guns earlier. But these the same two guys that he decided he was gonna punch with his gun out and hit them with a gun. What do you think gonna happen? You know what I mean? You seen these niggas with guns and you gonna hit them?
Willie Bland, who admitted.
Now, I don't know how to feel about this, because he's trying to say that Quavo's homeboy purposely hit somebody that they knew had a gun. I'm not understanding this at all. Like, I believe personally that anybody will hit anyone knowingly or unknowingly, if they had a gun or not, if they were either putting someone's life that they cared about in danger, or, you know, like with the whole altercation thing, like if they really was having an altercation, and Quavo thought to either, you know, not Quavo, sorry, Takeoff wanted to break this up because it looked pointless, the argument, then I understand that part. But you basically trying to clear your name, jprince. Let me bring you back up on the screen. You're trying to clear your name for what? For what reason? Do you feel guilty about something? Did you order that hit? Like, what was it? Like, a lot of the Migos fans, they want to know. The family wants to know, like, why did all this transpire? Because no one's given any clear indications of what happened and why it happened. Let's put that in perspective. Because, you know, you say you a gangster, you say you want to, you know, help your community and shit like that, but also don't test you because, you know, you'll have to defend yourself if you are tested. Just sounds like a bunch of bitch shit to me. And jprince and jprince Jr. and whoever else was with him. Excuse me, y'all sound like some bitches being on a fucking podcast talking about this shit, knowing y'all are in some legal trouble when it comes to this situation. Now, all the cops want is the shooter. Of what we understand, the shooter died, like 3 days later after that incident? So, you know, the shooter isn't there. I mean, isn't here anymore. So, they have no suspect. Or which they do have a suspect, but they don't have, you know, a working suspect. So now, everything gets put on who threw the event. Well, jprince. So maybe it's something that we don't know when it comes to this this investigation. Maybe jprince is looking at some time behind bars. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe I am wrong. But you guys, you know, haven't really or don't really think about certain things. As far as what I understand, Suge Knight's in jail for the murder of Tupac. Right? jprince is now doing all this extra shit for what reason? If he knows personally he has nothing to do with this. His son included. So if that is the case, what are you fighting so hard for? You should be allowing the investigators to do their job. Like, and it should be that simple. Be able to allow the investigators to do their job, nothing more, nothing less, and then, you know, we'll take the verdict how it comes of, you know, how they're or what they're going to do with everything. But I guess we'll see that in the coming months whenever we, you know, read or see what goes on when it comes to this situation. But, you know, it's a bunch of foolishness that's gonna be coming out of this. Hopefully nobody else gets hurt from any of this, so let's move on. So Stephen A. Smith and Jay Williams get into a nasty back and forth over Kyrie Irving, told by the Yahoo News. So Kyrie Irving's weekend trade to the Dallas Mavericks was a significant topic of conversation across the sports-related airwaves Monday morning, but the decision took an ugly turn when Stephen A. Smith and Jay Williams appeared to get personal during ESPN's First Take program. During a dialogue breaking down Irving's move from the Brooklyn Nets to the Dallas Mavericks, Williams seemed to insinuate Smith was criticizing Irving's controversial off-court dealings more harshly than other professional athletes. And here is the video for me, or for you guys, to see.
I'm gonna leave it.
Can I go on the court real quick? Because I'd like to. Because when we started off,
we both got a lot to say.
All right.
You do? Yeah. You do?
Okay,
say
guys.
It, Jay.
Can I?
I'm not in here for that. I'm not in here for that. Say it, Jay.
So as you guys probably know by now, Kyrie Irving has been traded to the Dallas Mavericks for a package that includes Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, and some draft picks.
let's just tell the American public what the hell has been going on. Here's the problem with Kyrie Irving. You don't show up to work because there's always something that distracts him from showing up to work consistently. That is the issue with the Brooklyn Nets. They want to see you play basketball, and they didn't see Kyrie Irving play enough of it.
But don't you feel like the way Kyrie Irving has been labeled is a little bit misjudged? Don't you think it's almost like, I've heard things like he is a headache, the decision was an idiotic decision.
I thought initially his trade demand was idiotic.
Okay.
And then we heard that you got 4 teams ready to pay the brother money. Go get the money. You see what I'm saying? I thought it was idiotic because I thought it brought attention to all the question marks about him when he was playing so well. But then you hear about both LA teams, Dallas and Phoenix, ready to pay him, ready to take him on. And then you say, okay, not so idiotic. It's actually smart on his part.
Okay, I get it. Whenever you get approached by saying, hey, you can have this extension, if you take the vaccine, he chose not to. Like that's another. There are other players in the NBA who were unvaccinated that didn't get their feet held to the fire the way Kyrie Irving did, by the way. Stephen A., you held his feet to the fire because of the city mandate. No, let me finish my point. Now we up here talking.
I didn't.
Can I finish my point? You held his feet to the fire, Stephen A.
No, I was getting ready to say, you're acting like it's past tense. I ain't changed.
You ain't changed. So all I'm saying is
the level
of accountability is very different. So then the last thing, I'm going to bring up another point. The last thing about the repost, okay? What's the first thing I came on this show and I said? I said, okay, I understand there's going to be clout on the way he handled the situation, but how come there's no energy in that towards Amazon? Like there was no energy towards that. So we said Kyrie Irving, anti-Semitic, and everybody's tone changed 2.5, 3 weeks later. And guess what? I didn't hear anybody calling Jeff Bezos anti-Semitic.
This is where Jay Williams starts to make a great point. Kyrie Irving was suspended 5 games for a tweet and was told that he needed to apologize.
That's one thing I didn't understand when I was covering this whole thing. I didn't understand that part. How is it that Kyrie Irving had to, he did what he had to do, right? His apology, his re-education, all that other bullshit, and he finished it all, paid his $500,000, but still was suspended. He didn't make the game that he was supposed to make, but he made the one, I believe, right after that. So it's like, what is the whole, what is this big thing to where Stephen A. Smith, Charles Barkley, Shaq, who else in the sports world was talking about that? But mainly those three. Both Shaq and Charles called this nigga an idiot. I don't know why that was even uttered out of their mouths. And then Stephen A. Smith, we already know this motherfucker likes to go against black players. Like he goes at these dudes. But when some shit comes up, when it comes to owner of the Dallas Cowboys, or when it comes to Tom Brady or whatever, he ain't got that same energy for them. It's all like he basically was apologizing for what the hell's that dude's name that owns the Cowboys, but whatever his name is. He went on national television and basically made an apology for what this motherfucker did. Even if the motherfucker did or did not do anything that day, if he didn't yell at any of the black people that was attending that North, what school was that? That North Little Rock school. Like, even if he did or if he didn't do anything, you were there. You was in the picture. So it looks like to other people that you were there protesting and getting violent with these with those black students. But then, Stephen A., he's, all up in arms with damn, his name escapes me right now. But anyway, he's all up in arms for this dude, like, I've known this man for blah 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 blah. And it's like we don't give a fuck, yo. We don't. We really don't care. You saw he was in the photo. It's not that he was in the photo. It's the shit that he has said over the years, especially when it comes to when Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee during the national anthem. This motherfucker said, if any of my players, basically, if you switch player with niggers, if any of my niggers get out of line, I'm cutting them from the team. So then, Stephen A. years later then comes out after this whole little thing happened, and he's sitting there apologizing. I've known this man, blah, blah, blah. I'm very fond of him. And he was like, yo, stop the cap. Stop the bullshit. You know what that picture is significant of during the time that it happened. But then Jay Williams comes up here and calls this nigga out. He just wants to fucking argue like a goddamn female. Just listen to him. After this dude finishes what he has to say, enlighten you on some information that I probably don't know about, listen to what Stephen A. says back to Jay Williams.
He did everything the team asked and then some, and was still suspended for more than 5 games. It was a complete abuse of power by the Nets, and Josai was a moron for this. And don't get me started on those vaccine mandates. Those were completely reversed in New York because of how unjustified they were and how many people wrongfully lost their jobs. Not only that, the Nets could have had Kyrie for all away games, but decided to wait until half the season was over in order to take him. That is completely on the Nets. 2 major things that Kyrie was involved in that wasn't even his fault.
I'm not saying there aren't troubles with Kyrie. I'm not saying that. Mm-hmm. But the way he's labeled just seems to be so extra with him.
Okay.
It seems like he's turned into like a media target.
Are you finished?
Yes. I thank you for allowing me to talk for a minute and 30 seconds.
Well, listen. Well, first of all, you want more?
I mean,
I give you more. It ain't a minute and it ain't a minute and 30 seconds. You get plenty of time to talk on the show.
I thank you for allowing me to finish my point. Thank you.
Exactly. And after I finish, we're gonna come back and make sure you get more time.
Okay.
There's a bunch of BS you talking right now.
It's not a bunch of BS.
It is
just because
BS.
you label it BS does not make it BS.
I said I'm calling it BS.
Okay.
I'm calling it.
That's your perspective.
That's right. You're damn right, and it matters. Here's the deal.
So does mine.
Good.
Just as much as yours.
It's good. So you think?
No, I know it does.
I would beg to differ.
I know it does.
I would beg to differ. Now, when you bring up, Jeff Bezos, you were absolutely right. Not a single soul disagreed with you. What we said was, not only did you jumpstart it, but a whole bunch of people brought up that Jeff Bezos still left that film up, okay? That was that purportedly anti-Semitic.
I hope Stephen A. knows as well as Jay that Jeff Bezos doesn't run the company anymore. There's another person in the place of CEO right now. Jeff Bezos owns it. He's also on the board of directors, but he doesn't do the day-to-day at Amazon anymore. So I don't understand everybody's claims when it came to that. I even said it when I was going through the whole process of talking about Kanye and Kyrie and stuff like that. Like, I didn't understand how people was coming out saying, well, what about, Jeff Bezos taking it down? It's like, he doesn't run that on a day-to-day. So let's keep going.
Excuse me, what kind of traction that gets? So when you talking to the world and you bring up Jeff Bezos, who makes about $70 billion a year, okay, you criticize him. Take the film down. He didn't do it. Now what? All you can do is point out what the issue is and then go from there. In Kyrie's case, you're a player. And you want to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Who doesn't? We can't knock you for that. But the reality is that he's looking to cash a check. Bezos is cutting checks. Those who have the gold make the rules. We hate it. We don't like it. But it's reality. So you coming on national television whining and moaning about that. I get you because you're right. No. I'm not insulting you.
You just insulted me by saying I'm whining and moaning about it.
I'm whining and moaning at Jay.
Come on, man.
Since you want to be ultra sensitive, I'm whining and moaning about it. I'm saying to you, it's right. You're right what you're saying. But the point is, it doesn't change the reality.
Let me point one thing out. Kyrie did, and everyone has said this. When Kyrie made the post, he didn't put anything over top of it as far as words go. He didn't say, "Hey, go and watch this." Hey, it was just the link itself, and then the picture of what he watched or whatever, the documentary. That's all. That's all that it was. Now, for Stephen A. Smith to just for some reason bring up money, and that's not where Jay Williams was going with it, and him to bring up rules, right? Well, where's the rule where it states that someone has to be all the time or at all times just making sure that they're doing the right thing when it comes to the organization of the Brooklyn Nets? Like, where's the rule that they can't, that they can't tweet something? Where's that rule? Where's the rule at where it states that Kyrie Irving can't say what he wants in interviews? I'm pretty sure there is some sort of policy when it comes to when they are doing interviews and stuff like that, and certain words that they can and cannot use and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure there's nowhere written that Kyrie Irving can't tweet whatever he wants to tweet. I'm pretty sure there isn't a rule that Kyrie can't be in pictures or whatever with people that the organization of the NBA and the Brooklyn Nets. I'm pretty sure there isn't a rule that states he can't do any of that. They just went off of the cuff because they probably have Jewish investors in the NBA that invest in, whatever that it is. And they found that as a slight and as Kyrie messing their money up. So they suspended him for 5 games and they had him do, what is it, like 5 things that was on a list that he had to do. And then Jose hangs out with Kyrie and his family for however much time that they did. And then he made a statement saying, "Oh yeah, I hung out with Kyrie Irving. Excuse me. I hung out with Kyrie Irving and his family, and I know that he didn't have any malicious intent behind his words." And it's like, well, if you didn't get that in the start of it, then I don't understand. I don't understand this. It's like Kyrie purposely didn't mean for any of it to be disrespectful to the Jewish community at all. He just put up the post from Hebrews to Negroes. That's all we saw. H2N. That's all we saw. And then he went on with his life. Then what? Come Monday, it's this big thing. I'm pretty sure Stephen A. Smith was the first person to say anything about it. I'm pretty sure he was. Once news came out that Kyrie Irving has been suspended for anti-Semitic remarks, then well, it didn't happen that fast, but still, he didn't get suspended until that interview he did when all the shit was hot. When he said, well, black people are the original Jews of the world. So for him, some historians probably would say that I'm wrong. Okay, cool. But we were. It's like, I don't understand. Let's not even get into that because I got into it already. What I'm not understanding is why does Stephen A. Smith find it within himself to always go after black athletes? Why? Like, what's the point of you coming to work, you hanging next to your white bitch and shit? Why is it that you are always finding yourself not ever in the good graces of black people because they feel as though that you're a coon. Like, and you are, Stephen A. Smith. You are a coon of all coons. Now, what he'll probably say is, well, I got more money than all you. Okay, you may do. But you can't stop a bullet with that money. You can't stop an ass whooping that you'll take, well, that you and your bodyguard will take. Like, you can't stop that. Like, a lot of black people have issues with what Stephen A. Smith says. And it's ridiculous that he just continues to say these things. It doesn't feel as though that any repercussions is going to happen to him one of these days. It could have happened, but the nigga who always says that he wants to do something to this nigga, when he saw the nigga, he held up a piece of chicken. So I don't understand. I don't understand, like, you know, why someone was saying all of the things that he was saying about him, and then when he had the prime chance, it never happened. So I don't know, man. Maybe I'm looking into this too much, or maybe I'm feeling some type of way about this too much. It's just that Jay Williams had a great point when he brought up everything that he brought up about when it came to the vaccine mandates, when it came to him posting whatever that he wanted to post. Him coming at Stephen A. Smith for him being too harsh on black athletes, as well as Kyrie Irving. Like, it's like there's no one can comprehend why Stephen A. Smith is doing this shit. Like, it makes no sense whatsoever. But if you hear Stephen A. Smith tell it, he's doing the right thing. But who knows? Let's keep going.
That is not what's going to get the headlines.
First off, I'm not the one.
I don't deny that.
I'm being sensitive.
I don't deny that.
But you're the one that seemed very emotional.
Oh my God!
In the subject matter, Stephen A.
Go ahead, Jay.
Come on, man.
Go ahead, Jay.
Come on, man.
Go ahead, Jay.
I'm not sitting up here on national TV absolving Kyrie Irving of every decision. I'm not going back and reaccounting every decision. I'm just saying how it's interesting to me. It just carries such a bigger momentum, in particular with you, more so than anybody else.
Jay, well, you know what? What I would ask you is, do me a favor. Stop telling us what you find interesting and just tell us what you feel.
No, my job is to be interesting.
You say, I find it interesting. You always say that. Say what you're saying. What are you saying?
What did I just say?
What are you saying?
What am I saying? I just said what I'm saying, Stephen A.
Which is?
And I'm not allowed to say what I find interesting.
Of course you are.
But like, once again,
I invite you on the show to say what's interesting.
He thinks you're too preoccupied with Kyrie, too hard on Kyrie.
Did I mention Kyrie Irving last week before he did?
Shout out to the white girl. Let's give her a round of applause. This nigga gets too occupied with what black athletes are doing off the field more than what he should be doing when they are on the field. You are a sportscaster. You are not a drama caster. You are not a society caster or whatever. Like, you are a sportscaster. Stick to what the fuck you know. Quit going off the cuff of, yeah, I don't understand why this dumbass would do this because he's fucking his money up, and why would anyone let him back on the team and he's disrespecting. It's like, no. You're too preoccupied with what motherfuckers is doing in their personal life. If he felt as though that he wanted to do that by posting that link and whatever else he was doing and saying what he was saying, okay, cool. But check this out. This nigga makes the amount of money that he makes is because he's that goddamn good when he does it. Kyrie Irving's probably one of my favorite players. And it's what he does off of the court, not while he's on the court. All right? Kevin Durant is another person. But, you know, Stephen A. Smith looks past all that shit, but he sticks to the bullshit all the time. Like, I guess your boss, boy, is paying you pretty good, ain't he? Like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga, yo? Like, I swear to God, I swear to Allah, if I ever see this nigga, and Corey Holcomb, if you're watching this, I will definitely smack this nigga. Like, well, hold on. Let me take that back because that was a threat. If he ever says anything to me, or if I ever walk up to him, to say hi and he's on some bullshit, then that's when I'll smack. But I just won't smack him just because he's Stephen A. Smith. I'll smack him because he said something that was out of the way to me. Or me just trying to give him his accolades and stuff like that. Like, if he's disrespectful like that, then yeah, I'll smack the shit out of him. But, anyway, let's keep going.
The trade, we were talking football. How many times have I mentioned Kyrie Irving over the last few weeks?
I don't seem to be the one being triggered right now.
Well, I'm always triggered.
No, you're not.
Oh, yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you are not.
Okay.
I've seen you. I watch your show every day.
So what?
Are we talking about Kyrie or is this personal?
It seems personal.
I don't want it to be personal.
What seems personal?
It seems personal for you.
For me with Kyrie?
Yes.
You
1,000,000%.
You of all people with all the
athletes,
interests you have got the nerve to sit here on national television and tell me I'm getting personal with a
Stephen A.
player? I don't lose no sleep.
I didn't say you lose sleep.
I don't lose any sleep
I
over
didn't say
Kyrie
you lose
Irving.
sleep.
I'm passionate about the subjects I'm passionate about. I don't accuse you of getting personal when you take the position.
You have accused me of getting personal.
Oh, my God.
You have, Stephen A.
Can I go on the court?
I'm going to leave it.
Can I go on the court real quick? Because I'd like to. Because when we started off.
We both got a lot to say.
All right.
You do?
Yeah.
You do?
Okay,
Just say
guys,
it, Jay.
I'm not in here for that. I'm not in here for that.
Stephen A. is a gaslighter. Like, basically, he was provoking Jay to say whatever it is, like whatever it was. He was provoking him. Like, say it, Jay. Like basically say it, Jay, so you can lose your job. It's like, nah, nigga, you sitting here, you talk all this shit about black athletes, but you don't talk the same shit when it comes to white athletes. I wish Jay would say that. Or Jay, say it like this. You got a lot of smoke when it comes to black athletes, but when it comes to any other athlete of any other ethnicity, you're either praising them or you're, saying how great of a player that they are, but you never seem to give the same goddamn takes that you do when it comes to black players. Like, I don't think it's been one time that Stephen A. Smith has said anything nice when it comes to a black athlete other than, if he's talking about the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll bring up the game and say all kinds of nice, but when it comes to certain things, such as like personal things that they got or what they're going through, he'll sit there and just berate the hell out of them. Like, I don't like, why do you do that? Like, why do you do, like, it's so stupid. A grown ass man talking crazy about young, energetic, strong players, black players at that could whoop his ass in an instant. Like, it doesn't, like, they're in shape, nigga. You sitting there looking a little frumpy next to your white bitch. And I'm not understanding this shit. It's like you sitting there saying all this bullshit about niggas, and I believe it was Kevin Durant that basically said to you when you was on that bullshit when he was getting traded, he basically told you, come and see me, nigga. Like, quit all this dumb shit. Come and see me. And what did he do? He did nothing. He shut the fuck up and continued to say dumb shit about Kevin Durant. To the point to where Kevin Durant wanted to come and see that nigga. Like, he wanted to pull up on him and be like, hey, yo, talk all that shit you was talking on TV, my nigga. But do you think Stephen A. Smith would have had anything to say about Kevin Durant after he whooped his ass? If he had whooped his ass? Probably not. It'll be a different thing coming out of different things coming out of his mouth after that would have happened. He probably would have been like, yeah, Kevin Durant is such a great player. The way that, he works on his game. Like, it would have been an entirely different thing. So I say this to every black athlete. I think it's about time you'll have to probably get suspended for this, but get suspended, pay your fine, get back on the field or the court, or the rink or whatever, the field, wherever you play. You gonna have to threaten this nigga. You gonna have to threaten Stephen A. Smith in order for him to get off of the shit that you do. If it is anything that you do that he finds that's insignificant to the game of basketball or the game of football or the game of baseball, like wherever the fuck that you do your business at, you gonna have to threaten this dude, like on the real. Like this nigga is out of fucking control when it comes to his mouth. And y'all gonna have to check this nigga on that shit too.
Jay, I'm on your show.
So there you have it. And they both make good points.
All right. So let's get back to this article. So I left off at off-court dealings more harshly than other professional athletes. Smith responded by labeling Williams' opinion as BS, which led to Williams, who was appearing as a guest on the show, calling Smith very emotional and lamenting his lack of time given to speak by Smith, the program's longtime host. Why is Kyrie Irving controversial? Although supremely talented on the court, Irving has been highly controversial player for multiple seasons across tenures with multiple teams. Irving made three consecutive trips to the NBA Finals with the Cleveland Cavaliers, but won it out and was traded to Boston Celtics in 2017. After initially stating he wanted to remain in Boston, he left for the Nets in 2021. Before his trade Sunday, Irving played 143 of a possible 278 games over 3 seasons in Brooklyn. His refusal to get the COVID-19 vaccine sidelined him for many games during the height of the coronavirus pandemic. His promotion of an anti-Semitic film and refusal to immediately apologize resulted in a suspension earlier this season. Irvin also said he believed the Earth was flat in 2017 podcast appearance. Although he later walked back those comments, during the same podcast, Irvin also expressed his belief that former President John F. Kennedy was killed to end the bank cartel in the world. Okay, so he's just spouting off his opinion of certain events that happened in history. So he should be let go, or he should be suspended for those things. This is the average fucking American. Like, what are you talking about? Every American has some sort of belief when it comes to who killed JFK. Every American. Every American has an issue with COVID-19 vaccines. Well, not all Americans, most Americans. And then the flat earth thing, most Americans have a belief of if the world is round or if the world is flat. So he basically got suspended for something that has been taught for decades now. He got berated because he had a belief in something that most people have a belief in, and he got sidelined for not taking a vaccine for a reason why a lot of us didn't take it, including myself. And then it comes out and it said that the ones who didn't get vaxxed are probably the smarter ones in the world. So it's like, go figure, right? It's like, and I've never done this. I've never followed anybody's lead. I always followed the beat of my own drum. I might have had, some influences, but they're not my leader. So it's like, for Kyrie to be doing the same, he follows the beat of his own drum. No one is leading him into anything. He's his own free thinking self. But he gets, what's up, BD? He then gets berated for being himself. So if Kyrie steps out on the court and in public events as somebody that you guys can better familiarize yourself with, then Kyrie will be the greatest person that has ever lived to Stephen A. Smith. I don't understand this shit. Like, this shit is weird to me, yo. This shit is fucking weird to me. I don't know, man. Let's finish this off. Why did Stephen A. Smith and Jay Williams argue? So it wasn't the first time Smith made headlines for coming to verbal blows on the air. A longtime sports broadcaster, Smith is known for his argumentative style and fiery rants when discussing the NBA and other high-profile sports topics. I wasn't surprised to see him worked up about Irving, whom he has criticized in the past. Williams, meanwhile, accused Smith of having a personal issue with the three-time All-NBA point guard. Williams said Smith seemed triggered, which led to a tense exchange that ended with a moderate Molly Quorum, I guess that's how you say her name, interjected. Which her interjection was a good interjection. She said Stephen A is too preoccupied, which he is. When it comes to black athletes' personal dealings or whatever the hell that they do, he's the first one to say something about it. He's always the first one. When it comes to his colleagues, such as Jay or Molly or whoever the white dude's name was that was in that video, or anybody else on ESPN, other than I forgot that fathead nigga's name. But other than him, Stephen A. Smith is always the first motherfucker to come out and say something crazy when it comes to black athletes. Black people in general. Because if you heard his takes when it comes to motherfuckers marching during Black Lives Matter events, wherever which one it may be, or you name it, when it comes to anything black, this nigga is always fucking against it. Now, if he's a black conservative, okay, cool. We now know your political siding. But here's one thing, and I've said this already. You're gonna get yourself in some trouble with people. So just chill the fuck out. Someone is going to really walk up to you and smack the dog shit out you one of these days. If not pop you, because it's like, why does he feel as though he can get away with the shit that he's saying when he says the things that he says? But who knows? Let's get back. So, despite the show's segment seemingly focused on Irving, what resulted was essentially a heated debate between Smith and Williams, taking personal jabs at one another instead of breaking down a trade that is sure to have playoff ramifications in both conferences. Now, this is what I'll say to that. If I was Kyrie, I would have just retired back when the Nets suspended me. But he's seen something different, which is cool, because I can take that into account that he knows what he's doing. I can take that into account. Now, he's now on the Dallas Mavericks, which I believe the trade went through Friday, I believe. So he's now on the Mavericks. which is a good thing. You know why? Because Kyrie went through a lot of shit in Brooklyn when it came to the vaccine mandates, when it came to what he posted on. Like, no player should have to go through any of the shit that Kyrie went through. So I can see why he wanted to be traded. So since he is now in Dallas, let's hope that their owner treats him a little bit better than what Joe Tsai did. So, and plus, I don't even think I forgot the owner's name. I know that he's on the Shark Tank show. So let's hope that he treats his players a lot better than what Joe Tsai does. So I don't know, man. Like it's just a bunch of bullshit to me, to be honest. Like they really just need to let up on homie because he ain't doing nothing that the average American isn't doing. But he's held to a higher standard. I see why, because he's an athlete, so he should have more coof in what he does. Okay, cool. I can understand that as well. But this is what I don't understand. You basically, Stephen A., this goes to you too. You berated a man for his beliefs. You berated the man for what he should do with his own body. And then you berate the man for how he handles the situation. If I was Kyrie and I saw you, I would never give you an interview. Like ever. Like I would never ever give you an interview. If he wins, let's say that the Mavericks win the championship this year. If Stephen A. is there giving interviews, I would walk right past you if I was Kyrie Irving. You're like, hey, let me get an interview. Nah, nigga, get the fuck out of my face. You want to talk all that shit? We can handle this shit right now on this court. But that's how the cookie crumbles. That has been the pre-show topic. I hope you guys enjoyed those. We will be getting right into the main topic of tonight. And tonight's overview for that is Amber Rose's son tells his friend women can do what they want with their bodies. Let's see what that has in store for us tonight. Now, if you guys haven't been paying attention to it, and I can see why you haven't been paying attention, because I didn't even want to pay attention to this. I just needed something to talk about today. I could have did this with the Stephen A. Smith thing, but I was like, well, let me get some controversy. So here's a controversial thing. So Amber Rose talks to her son about OnlyFans, as told by Yahoo News. If you guys haven't heard this story, she was on a podcast called High Low, and she basically talked about her time when her son checked his friend about OnlyFans. Now, the only video I could find that was talking about this was Fox Soul's what's this damn show called? TGIF, where a woman and two soft ass niggas talk about internet shit. Let's let them take it away.
All right, now, during a recent episode of the High Low with Emrata podcast, Amber Rose opened up about the conversation she had with her 9-year-old son after he revealed that his classmates teased him about her OnlyFans account. Amber said, when it comes to women, you have to let women do what they need to do to support their families. She continued, mommy has to make money. I want to go to you first, Al. Do you agree with how she handled this situation? What do you think?
Oh, 100%. My hat goes off to Amber. I interviewed Amber Rose on the carpet at the Grammys. Everyone, please go to my Instagram page to check out that interview. I also hung out with her at Swiss Beach after party after the Grammys, and she had to leave early because she had to go take Sebastian to school. The interesting part here is that Amber is very communicative with her son, very forthright with her past and present, and I think she had a point. I think that 8-year-old boys are not on OnlyFans. I think it's their parents talking, and she's well aware of it. So for her to get in front of it and have an open conversation and communicate that to her son, and then her son in return take up for his mother when the boy was trying to bring it up in the car with her, it just gave me a warm feeling in my heart. Thumbs up and shout out to both Amber and Sebastian for being so adult about this and handling this the right way.
What do you think?
I got something.
You know what? I'm less concerned about Amber Rose having to explain to her son about her past and more concerned about 9-year-olds even knowing what OnlyFans is, and furthermore, knowing what she was doing on OnlyFans to be able to use it as a read or to tease her son. Like, that's a little concerning to me, because I just try to think back to when I was 9 years old. I was still playing with Lisa Frank stickers, having Transformer lunchboxes, and playing with coloring books. Now, you newfangled parents out here, y'all can tell me what these kids doing. Maybe they're more advanced at 9 years old, but I just wasn't there at 9. And if this is where we're at with 9-year-olds in 2023, then so be it. Again, I'm not a parent. I don't understand. But I'm glad that Amber, at least if, like our generation, our parents swept things up under the rug when we came to them or they heard us say something. At least, she was prepared to share with her son what he needs, so he's not out here in the world looking stupid.
I have mixed emotions, of course, about it, because on one hand, I don't justify everything being okay. At the end of the day, if there's a bag involved. And I think that OnlyFans is tough for kids of the people that have the OnlyFans. Like, we can sit here and say, well, she has to make a living. Amber Rose is smart. She's beautiful. I've worked in a movie with her. She has talent. People are interested in her life. It's not the only thing she can do. She can do this, and she has every right to choose. But I do wonder if deep down, he said a very mature, it's a mature conversation she's having with the little boy. But I hope deep down behind this conversation, he's not really affected and hurt. Because I could see how mean kids could be about this. They may have this conversation today, but you know how kids are when they find a little thing that they think is a weak spot or something that they can tag you on, they keep revisiting that. And I truly hope that he's okay. But it does sound like she's preparing her son, to be very respectful of a woman's choice. And I commend her for that.
All right. So that's all I wanted to show with that there. But I do want to get at what Al said and what Claudia just said. So let me write this thought down before I forget it. All right. So let me get at what Al said. So Al stated that he basically praised Amber for, her. Al stated basically that Amber is a good parent for letting, or is it letting? Or, okay, lack of a better term, allowing her son to know about her past. We know her past. She was a stripper. I guess Kanye saw her at the strip club, wanted to date her. That's how her claim to fame came. Okay, whatever. But if Amber, right, wasn't any of that, none of that would have happened between her son and his friend. But this is but the world we live in, you basically was told as a kid you can be whatever the hell you want to be, and then therefore people become wherever the hell that they want to be, and then they don't want to suffer the consequences if those choices are bad at the end of the day. I'm not saying like a woman being a stripper is well, actually I am saying it. I am saying that a woman choosing to be a stripper is a bad choice for her, because when you have kids, and I'll get to that in a minute, of kids being cruel. Now, Al basically praised her because he feels that she's a. Now I don't know if she's a good parent or not, but I personally wouldn't allow my kids to know of anything that I'm doing that could affect them down the line. Now, this is what I want to say about kids being cruel. By your child knowing what you do as a profession, and other kids' parents knowing what you do as a profession, and then let's say those said moms and dads follow you on social media, probably because your child is in their kids' class, and just in case they want to do anything with the kids, you know what I'm saying? Like one of their classmates has a birthday party, they want Sebastian to come, whatever. That's how this whole thing. This is how all this shit starts. Because then after that, once you do something else that the other parents don't agree with, they talk about the shit in front of their kids. Most parents do. I won't say all parents, but most parents do. After that, then kids start to say what their parents say. Thing is, since kids don't know what the hell they're saying, they come about the situation in truth. So kids are cruel because when they say things to other kids, they're basically coming at it as the truth of what they believe in, by way of their parents, of how they were raised. So by his friend basically saying, I wouldn't want a girl that has an OnlyFans, and then Sebastian rebutting, well, dude, a woman can do whatever they want with their bodies. Like, what are you saying? Which isn't a bad statement. Like, it's actually a truthful statement. Like, yes, a woman can do whatever the hell that they want with their bodies, but that doesn't mean a man has to put up with what a woman wants to do with her body. That's what I will say. That, like, if, like, let's say if the little boy, when he becomes a man, does meet a girl that maybe OnlyFans is taboo at the time, so maybe it's something else at the time where they're doing like live hologram shows, like live nude hologram shows. Who knows? But why is it that as his friend, he can't have a opinion on what he wants when he has a girlfriend, next to what Amber Rose's son is going to be basically looked at as when he grows up? Because who knows if Sebastian changes his mind when it comes to it. Maybe he might change his tune when he gets older. Who knows? When he starts hanging out with his dad more, with Wiz. Maybe when he starts hanging with Wiz, and Wiz instills some shit into him that should be instilled in him now, and he's 9, so he already has his own personality. He's still impressionable, though. But I will say with what happened with him and his friend, I commend the friend more than I commend Sebastian. But Sebastian didn't say anything that's not true. But at the same time, it's like Amber has to know this one thing. Not every person is going to agree with everything that you do. You have to put that in perspective first. Not every person is going to agree with what you do in your life. Like, no one's going to agree that you was a stripper. No one's going to agree with that. No one's going to agree that you now, or during the pandemic, you had an OnlyFans because you had to make ends meet. Well, check this out. Amber, if you became something other than just an influencer, if you try to come out with some sort of clothing line or some sort of makeup or some sort of something for women that either helps women look more beautiful or feel sexy or something like that, other than some lingerie or some other shit, then maybe you wouldn't have to have worried about ends meeting by going on to OnlyFans. But I say this. You then can't then applaud your son. Hold on. Yeah, you then can't applaud your son for him saying something to a friend if his friend meant that, if that was instilled in him from his parents. You can't then be like, that's my baby. He got his friend told. No, it's like that's what his friend believes. He doesn't want his girlfriend when he gets older to have an OnlyFans. That is something that is instilled. He doesn't want to be an incel. He doesn't want to be a simp, is what most people will call guys like that have girlfriends who have OnlyFans if they're not pimping them. But she has to look at it like that. It's like, why is it that it's okay for your son to think the way that he does, but then when his friend says, well, I don't want a girl that has an OnlyFans because I feel as though that's wrong because your mom has an OnlyFans, right? Okay, Sebastian, he got the right thing. Like, yeah, women can do whatever they want with their bodies. Okay, cool. But that doesn't mean that your friend has to deal with that when he gets older. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. Let's get into this article. Amber Rose is a proud mother of 2 young sons. In the latest episode of Emily Ratajkowski's podcast High Low with Emrata, the mom of 2 sons, Sebastian 9, with ex Wiz Khalifa, Wiz Khalifa. I was about to say his name all wrong. And Slash, age 3, with Alexander Edwards, spoke about the importance of being transparent with her kids, about her stripper past, and having an account on OnlyFans, a website where celebrities and influencers post racy content for a subscription fee. My sons are feminists, Rose 39 said. It just means equality. The model and a woman's rights activist added that if she doesn't instill these lessons from an early age, she worries her sons are going to learn from TikTok and Instagram, which could potentially lead to misinformation about women. Rose recalled having a whole conversation about OnlyFans with Sebastian after a friend called out his mom for having an account during the pandemic. The conversation provided worth having later on. We were in the car, and his friends were like, Miss Amber asked us what we like in girls. She said, now, number one, why is a friend's mom, if she's a trusted, like, if she's like a trusted parent around, his friends or whatever, like the parents don't feel any type of way about their sons being around her, then cool. You know what I'm saying? She can ask those types of questions, but those aren't questions that you should be asking people, asking other people's kids, just at all. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, do you like blonde hair? Do you like dark hair? And Sebastian's friend was like, well, I just don't want my girlfriend being on OnlyFans. That's when her son felt the need to defend his mom. Sebastian was like, bro, you can't say that. Like, you have to let a woman do what she wants with her body. Like, that's not cool. You can't do that, Rose said. A tear came down my cheek, and I'm like, that's my fucking baby. Now, hold on. Before we go any further, let's see. Her son says, bro, you can't say that. Like, you have to let a woman do what she wants with her body. Okay. Like, that's not cool. You can't do that, Rose says. So if Amber said to the little boy, that's not cool, you can't do that, what the fuck you mean he can't do that? He can do that. You know why he can do that? Is because he has his own personal belief of what he feels is right. That's why. That's why he can say that. Now, if that stops your son from hanging around him, then guess what? It's a life lesson to learn for the both of them. He shouldn't be around people who thinks the way that he does, and that other little boy shouldn't be around someone that thinks the way that Sebastian thinks because his mother instilled that in him. That is the life lesson that little boy should be learning right now. That maybe that isn't the friend that you want, or maybe that friend of yours might have taught you something that day. You can look at it from any angle. But the way I look at it is like this. I don't want a girlfriend that has an OnlyFans. I don't want a girlfriend who might have even just had one just to make ends meet during the pandemic. I don't want to date a girl like that. That's my own personal belief. I don't want a whore, basically, is what I'm saying. I don't want a whore. Now, if Amber finds what I'm saying as wrong, then okay. Like, cool. We can move past this now. Because now you know my beliefs, I know your beliefs, and we ain't gotta argue about it. Because they're my own personal beliefs. And you have your own personal beliefs. Now, do I feel as though that you can do or any other woman can do whatever that they want with their own bodies? Yes, I do believe that. Please do what you will, but while you're with me, that's a no. Because we won't be together after that. Now, you may not feel any type of way by me saying that, which is also fine too, because now I actually know the person that I'm dealing with. Which is the best thing. Some people say you don't know somebody until you live with them. But also people say you don't really know anyone until they get mad at you. So, I don't know, man. Like, maybe this should be a bigger discussion than what it already is, because not only that, got another crazy person out here by the name of Eliza Blue. She's out here on podcasts talking about that a community should be coming together and discussing whether or not someone's daughter should have sex or not. And that's even a bigger subject than anything. Like, this is minuscule to that bullshit. Because it's like, why the fuck should I go into counsel about my own offspring? Like, are you, like, that doesn't make any sense. So I should be asking other people if my daughter is of age of enough to have sex. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. That's just as stupid as this shit. Anyway. Let's see. A tear came down my cheek and I'm like, that's my fucking baby. Like, I instilled that in him from birth. When it comes to such topics, the former talk show host said she takes a holistic approach. I let my kids curse and have free expression, be creative, as long as they're not disrespectful, of course. In school, which Sebastian never did, she said. He knows the difference. I just explain everything to him. When it comes to women, you have to let women do what they need to do to support their families. She explained. You want to go to a nice school, Six Flags, travel. You know, mommy has to make money. He knows that. Hold on. He knows that I was a stripper years ago. I feel like. Hold on. I feel like this. What the hell is this word? desensitized it. Instead of him finding out when he's 20, Rose, who said she's done having kids, explained that she and her sons routinely have uncomfortable conversations with no limitations, even when it comes to the female anatomy. This is the same shit that that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith did with their kids, and you see how they turned out. Like Trey, he's perfectly fine. Like when you look at the difference when it comes to Trey, Jaden, and Willow, you can automatically look at Trey and look and say he's rather normal to have a famous dad and a famous stepmom. Like he's rather normal compared to Jaden Smith, who hops on stage and does the moonwalk as if it went out of style. And he goes on stage and says that Tyler, the Creator, is his boyfriend. Or he says in an interview stating that when he gets older, he's going to chop his dick off. Or when he's, 16, he emancipates himself from the family. Or then you have Willow, who she was in a picture with an older gentleman. They said nothing went on. Cool. Child Protective Services came. They did a check. They said everything was fine. Okay, cool. But you gotta look at the shit between the two. Like, I don't know what Trey's mom did when she was raising Trey, but then look at the Smith family. Now, although I came up here and I defended Will Smith, that doesn't mean that I have certain gripes of what he does with certain things. Now, did his family have a good upbringing? I'm pretty sure they did. Did they have a lot? Yeah, they did. Did they, have a nice home? I'm sure that they did. But from your offspring from two different women being totally different from each other, it says something. But with this whole thing with Rose saying that she sits her sons down and they can say anything that they want in conversation when they have those discussions, what the hell's a 3-year-old saying? A 3-year-old don't know shit. So I'm pretty sure she's putting this on her kids, not talking to them about it. I'm pretty sure she's coming at the blue like, what do you feel about this about women? Blah, 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 whatever she says. And then she goes and tries to teach them that whatever that they think is the wrong way to think when it comes to women. But I thought it was a free and open discussion. Anyway, anytime I use the bathroom, since my son was 3 years old, he'll be like, "Mommy, do you need a tampon?" Why does this is the shit that I'm talking about. Do you need a pad, Mommy? Why is a kid, a boy at that, even asking you any of that at all? Look, I grew up in a single parent household. I grew up with my mother. I will tell you right now, not one time did I ever ask my mom or my sisters that I grew up with, not one time did I ever ask any of them, do you need a pad or a tampon while they were in the bathroom? Ever. Because you know why? My mom told me to stay away from that shit. That's why. Don't ever touch that shit. Don't ever pick up a woman's purse without her asking. Don't ever go into a woman's purse at all. Don't ever, and this is her words, I better not ever fucking see you in a woman's clothes or heels. This was her instilling the shit that she instilled in me. I've never asked these questions. As a young child, do you need a tampon or a pad? Never. I've been asked after grocery shopping to take things to a bathroom that might have had pads and tampons in it, but I never, ever asked if they ever needed a pad or a tampon. Now, as I've been saying, I'm not saying of what Amber Rose is doing. I haven't even showed her picture yet. I'm not saying that what Amber Rose is doing is wrong. I'm just saying I disagree with it. But although that they're not my kids, I disagree with the way that she rears her kids. That's just me. That's just me. Maybe other people may find something, to talk about or to fight about with me when it comes to that. But it's like, come on, yo. You see this shit. You know that shit's not right. But I'm wrong. I will say that I'm wrong because I'm discussing how someone rears their children, but I will say I am not wrong when it comes to the way I'm thinking at all. So the article also says, I'll go in a drawer and get it for you, she explained. I've told him about everything. In 2015, Rose organized the annual Los Angeles-based Slut Walk, a movement that originated in Canada, calling for an end to rape culture, victim blaming, and slut shaming by reclaiming the word slut. Now y'all know I gotta talk about this. How is a walk called a slut walk reclaiming the word slut? If you look up the word slut, you can't reclaim that. All right, let's look up the word slut. Hey Siri, what is the definition to slut? A woman that has many casual guests. A woman that has many casual sex partners. A woman with low standards of cleanliness. So why the fuck do you want to take that word back? I don't understand. You want to take back that? So it's okay for a woman to have many partners, knowing the psychological effects it does to women, or the effects that it does to the vagina when you have multiple partners. I guess she. I guess so. I guess allow them to, right? A woman can do whatever the fuck she wants with her body, right? Her mind is in her body, so allow her to have at it, right? This is the shit I'm talking about, man. Anyway, in a broader sense, the protests aim to address what's this? Patriarchal attempts to control a woman's sexuality. Rose said she was slut shamed by girls at an early age simply because she had a lot of male friends, and although she was a virgin at the time, admitted to having a different relationship with sex these days. Basically, she's saying that she doesn't have sex with men anymore. I'm a self-proclaimed slut and I don't have sex. I hate sex, she said. It's so accessible and I don't want a penis attached to a person. I just don't want to deal with any toxicity. And I feel like nowadays everyone is toxic. Well, hold on, bitch. Hold up. Have you ever looked at yourself? Because we've seen you many a times. We've known since you've been in the public eye with Kanye, Wiz Khalifa, Machine Gun Kelly, whoever the nigga was in between that, and then that last nigga. It's been 5 niggas over the past decade. Now, that's not a bad number, but it is a high fucking number in most males' eyes. It could have been more. Like, we don't know. Nick Cannon probably could have hit that shit. If, like, we don't know. But it's always someone like her that always comes up with the most stupidest shit to follow, such as the slut walk. And, might I add, her basically trying to say, I don't like toxicity. Bitch, you're the toxic one. You ever thought about that? Didn't Wiz Khalifa file divorce from you? Didn't the last nigga leave you? Didn't Machine Gun Kelly leave you as well? Let's put that in perspective. You're the toxic one. You never thought about that, did you? Back to the article. So indeed, the model has never backed down from voicing her thoughts about body positivity and why people should should allow others to do what they want with their bodies. In July 2022, she spoke with Yahoo Life about pushing back against sexist standards as women, unfortunately, a lot of things are out of our hands, she said at the time. We can continue to protest. I think more women jumped on board and not feeding into the patriarchy helps, but I don't think we'll ever just be who we want to be without being labeled. We can't stop. We can't stop. We can't get discouraged at all. We have to keep fighting. I've embraced my body completely, she said. I am a mother now. I have 2 children. I had 2 C-sections and a breast reduction. And so for me, it's just like a woman and this is my... hold on. It's just like I'm a woman and this is my body. And it's changing over the years. And I've just fully embraced all of my beautiful flaws. Now, why didn't you just lead with that? Because that was better. That statement was way better. You know why? Because you can encourage a young girl that might not have body positivity. She may not have body positivity, and since you said that, she can then take your words and then be like, okay, well, I feel the same way about myself, and this is why. You know what I mean? I don't understand where most of these young females get their talking points from, but I hope it's not from her, because y'all are gonna lose arguments if you guys are just touting this in public. You're gonna lose arguments because since forever, this country has been very prudish when it comes to women who do the things Amber Rose does. So the only thing that I can say is more luck to you, Amber. More luck to all the sluts that do the slut walk with you, because y'all gonna be complaining about not having a family or a husband or whatever floats your boat. You're gonna be complaining within the next few years. But that's just what I think. So I can say that nobody has wanted to hit the link. So if you guys don't want to hit the link, that is fine. But you have approximately 2 minutes to do it, because I will be getting off of here. So I'm saying, man, like, let's just recap real fast. You had the girl that said that she's Aaliyah and R. Kelly's biological daughter, which we will know that it's a lie. You had jprince talking on legal shit that is in investigation still. So you might feel guilty for what happened. Then you have Jay Williams and Stephen A. Smith arguing about a man's trade, of which Stephen A. Smith should know this. When you go at your own kind, a lot of times we write you to fuck off, which I believe Jay Williams has done after the whole debacle back in October. And then with Amber Rose, you need to find a hobby or a business to run so you can get the fuck out of everybody else's hair, because this shit is just stupid. The dumb shit that comes out of your mouth. But anyway, we're about to get out of here, people. So if you guys hear me right now, we will be getting into these last promotions, and I'll be getting you guys the hell out of here. So every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do this here game stream. I do a game stream, called Marcus Speaks Play. It comes on every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please check or know what region you're in here in the United States, so you guys can be here promptly on time. All right. Also, I do this here podcast called Marcus Speaks Live. You can catch that every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I never disappoint with any of the topics that I talk about. If you guys want to call in, you guys can. There will always be a link in the live chat. You just have to follow the rules. You must be on camera at all times. That means here in the backstage. You must, if you don't want to be on camera, you must tell me you're back here in the private chat. So please answer the question that is always back here. And also, please silence all that. That's all I do. Right? Also, please subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel Marcus Speaks. Don't bother going to Marcus Speaks Play, because after March 1st, that channel will be gone. Alright? And please go and subscribe to my Rumble link that is in the description box as well, where the links are. Also, please do me this one big favor. When you do subscribe to this channel, please hit that bell icon to all so you can get all of my notifications once I go live. Also, read the scrolling ticker that's down at the bottom that has a lot of other things that I don't say during the promotional things that I do. So please go ahead and read over that when you're watching the show. If you have any sort of recommendations as far as any of the shows that I do, please let me know in the community section there. So please go over there, let me know what I can do to further help, or hit me up in the comments section of any video, and I'll make sure whatever you suggest, I'll make sure I can see if I can do that. Alright? So with that being said, people, I'm out of here. But before I go, I like to leave y'all with a little something. So please get to that money. Focus on getting that money. You know, money makes the world go around. Also, drink more water for health purposes. Right? Also, please mind your own business for mental health purposes. Okay? And do me this one favor. Do your own research. It helps you out. I have been Marcus. This has been Marcus Speaks Live. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I thank you for watching. And I'll check you guys out next week.